Hey everybody, John Lucky Loon Outdoors, talking today about my favorite kayak paddle ever, the AquaBound Tango. Let's take a little closer look here. Alright, so I've been using this paddle for a little over 2 years. This is year 3 for me. This is the AquaBound Tango. It's got the carbon fiber shaft and fiberglass blades on it. I have taken this on multiple trips. I've gone to the boundary waters. That is the boundary waters essentially between the United States and Canada. Now, there's thousands of miles of paddleable waterway there. I have done 5 mile, 7 mile, 10 mile, 20 mile, 25 mile trips with this. It is amazing. I would buy this over and over and over again. You can see it's in pretty good shape, and again, I'm very hard with my stuff. I've gone on rivers, I've gone in flowages in Wisconsin, Minnesota. I've gone to multiple islands, multiple camping trips, utilizing my kayak and this paddle. This one is very, very, very light. Obviously, I can lift the whole thing with my pointer finger and my pinky. It's great. Also, that bent shaft. This right here is the envy of everybody I paddle with when we're doing those long trips. Is when you have your hand on here, it puts your wrist at a more natural position instead of on a straight shaft, which ends up actually bending your wrist. This helps keep your hand straight, so it's a lot easier when you're doing that long distance stuff. When you combine that with the lightness of this, it's hard to justify buying something else. The materials are good. I'll show you here. Keep in mind, this is probably, I don't know, 100 miles of use. Probably more than that. Show you the edges here, how it's held up. There's a couple little scratches. There's a little bit of gouging here. This happened last year on the river. Just a little bit here. I got onto some shallow rocks, and I was facing a direction I didn't like, and I kind of got a little bit on there, but not too bad. So that's that blade there. As you can see, the shaft's in good shape. And this blade over here, keep in mind we're looking at upwards 100 to 130 miles, I'm gonna say, in 2 years. It's still going strong. It's in excellent condition still. Obviously the construction is bar none. AquaBound's really easy to work with. I contacted them, and typically when you order a paddle, they make it for you. They don't really have a lot on hand, because when you go through and use their sizing guide, you measure your kayak and your height, and there's a matrix, and it will suggest what length shaft you should have. So when you order it, I think I got this one in less than 2 weeks from ordering to manufacturing it for me to my front door. So not too bad. You can see it's a 225. It's not a very common length to begin with. Most are 230 or other. This one has been fantastic. So one thing, comparing this to other paddles I've been looking at and have used, regardless of materials and the special features of like the bent shaft, is this Posi Lock. It's incredible. So there's other brands where their locking mechanism is inside of the shaft, and what's really good about this is that Posi Lock is on the outside of the shaft, so any twisting motions with your hands or digging it down into dirt or any use is transferring all that stress to the shaft and not to the locking mechanism. So that's huge. I was looking at some where I could grab this side here and grab this side here, and I could, brand new, I could give it a little bit of a twist with both my hands, and I could feel the shaft shifting at the seam here, because all that stress is on the locking mechanism. All that stress is going to the locking mechanism, not going to the shaft itself. So that's a big deal. So there is one thing you won't regret, and that is spending more money on a good paddle. Even if you decide to change up your kayaks, the odds are you're going to keep this paddle because it's for you. It's sized for you. I don't see any reason why if you want to stay in paddling and you want to continue doing it, just spend the money, get that one nice paddle for yourself. Have a backup, of course, but this is something I absolutely do not regret, and I would buy it again. And everybody I've talked to who has also made this purchase is also extremely happy with it. So AquaBound is just doing a wonderful job. Straight up 10 out of 10. They are knocking it out of the park with this one, the Tango and the Whiskey. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. And if you also have this paddle or another AquaBound product like this, let me know how it's working for you. I'm always curious. Hope this helps.